It's a good hero, obviously, but it's kind of scary seeing it picked into a Naga Siren, just because once you get BKB, you can be outplayed in that way. And Ensnare is pretty effective against Gyro too. He does want to move to make things happen. So safe opening for Fnatic, kind of cover a lot of bases here. They have tons of team fight decision making. That gives them big control over Navi.
And with the Chen already off the board and the option to ban something like the Sand King in the second phase, Fnatic don't have to fear necessarily that aggro dual lane again against the safe lane DP. And they have shown Abed on the Death Prophet mid as well.
The Rasta being banned by Navi, typically when Fnatic pick Naga Siren, they like to pair it with a Rasta. That's what they've done a lot in the past. One game where they actually slept the enemy team and backdoored the other side with the Rasta ulti. It's a really nasty combo to deal with.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
That is a Terrorblade ban, a Shadow Shaman ban, coming out from the teams. If you, this game, obviously, the previous game was very long. Is that something that they kind of want to prevent? Like, if you're a player, you just played almost an 80-minute game. Do you feel like they have the intended game length in mind at all during a draft?
I think the answer to that question is very team specific.
Okay.
I think if you're an NV team, you know you're going to be going late game a lot. And I think you're prepared for it. You've played these back-to-back matches of considerable length before. Navi maybe a little bit less used to it, but again, veteran players.
I feel like Omni Knight has kind of fallen off the map heavily so far
really
this
has.
tournament. But I think it would be pretty okay against Navi potentially.
His numbers in this patch look really, really bad. It's kind of surprised. A lot of the S-tier heroes from the last couple of patches seem like they've fallen on their face so far in this version.
I think the Purify nerf was definitely big.
Yeah.
Universe plays a good Omni Knight, and I think if you have an Omni and a Naga to protect your DP, she might just never die. I mean, we saw in the previous game, just with the Tusk saving him, Envy wasn't dying. So.
It's so good at shutting down like glimpse ganks as well, or even like glimpse, oh I'm going to glimpse this guy at the start of the fight or at the running away. That kind of difference maker can be huge.
The downside though, picking an Omni compared with the Naga is that 3-4 combo now, you don't really have the follow-up to Song yet. And you don't have the traditional disable. And I like the fact that Navi here, taking the Sand King off the board, which was not banned, again can threaten that aggro dual lane look.
So I'm looking, I think, at Elder Titan here.
I like the Elder Titan a lot.
They have run this sort of Fnatic have done the thing where they pick 2 heroes which look like 4s, but actually one of them just plays 5. So
I'd be really worried about their gank potential with the Elder Titan though. Like, I definitely agree, combos well, but if you get behind or something, it's going to be really hard to catch up with just Naga, DP, Elder Titan.
Yep, that's true.
I would have much preferred if they had Sand King themselves. But
could be why they left it, hoping it would come through.
Maybe a Bane here against the Gyrocopter?
Yeah, it's possible.
Oh, they're going to take the Warlock. Wow.
RRQ.
I think Bane feels a little weak right now. It doesn't provide enough team fight. Like, it's okay in the lane, but it's not like amazing in the lane like it was previously. So Warlock is going to give them the lane advantage. It's going to give them some team fight competitiveness.
And speaking of that, Warlock tied with Elder Titan and Bane, 2 heroes we talked about, as Piloti's most played so far this year, and he is 9-1 on that hero.
And you can even do stuff like sleep the enemy team and channel upheaval for like 8 seconds.
Oh god.
And then all of a sudden, like with few skill points or something, the enemy team gets to start off on like a 100% movement speed disadvantage.
I feel like in certain lineups, upheaval can be like one of the more underrated spells in the game.
I agree. Certain situations it feels like the most OP ability, and other times you're like,
exactly.
I don't need this at all.
By the way, something to keep in the back of our minds as we look at the draft. Navi had chosen second pick for the first time this tournament, this game. So that means that they effectively chose last pick, meaning they might be intending a curveball as their 5th.
And you get the first pick Radiant against second pick Dire, which is unusual, right?
Yeah.
That's like 55-45 dual adjusted, which is significant.
Nox actually messaged me that apparently in the previous game Fnatic chose second pick.
Ah.
So there's a second pick meta in this match.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's because they want the last pick of the draft, but sometimes it can be because you want to react to their first pick.
Yeah. It's a bit of both, I guess.
Luna pick's kind of interesting to me. At the least, it's going to make a stupidly strong dual lane between like Luna and Warlock, and some of the issue with Luna in the laning stage is she gets out harassed. With a Warlock on top of that, it's not going to really happen. So I feel like they'll be able to stabilize their dual lane pretty well, and also transition to team fighting. But I'm kind of worried for her pre-BKB because I feel like there's a lot of pick-off potential against her.
But this is something that VGJ Thunder brought back at Bucharest, the Luna pick against the Gyrocopter, a matchup that we saw a couple years ago a lot in Pro Dota. And Eternal Envy is the winningest all-time Luna player, 50 and 28 in his pro career on the hero.
And they do also have Naga Siren to back it up, so even if the Naga's playing really well and it is in position, then Luna can be saved multiple times. It won't be like Envy running around getting killed all the time.
He farms very well on that hero. That's what I've always noticed. He's very good at the farm patterns. Once he gets the Mask Command, it's just moving around the map very efficiently getting farm. We saw Arteezy do that once, I think, in this tournament.
I like that Enigma ban, by the way, a lot. That was something I was going to talk about for Universe. You don't have really much on the side of Navi, if anything, right now to deal with the BKB Enigma.
So is Fnatic's response to the Omni Sand King lane just going to be that they're going to sit on the tri lane, or they're going to try to dodge the lane, you think?
I mean, with Luna Naga, you have the solid Warlock, you have the solid foundation for a defensive try.
Yeah, and the really nice thing is that Fnatic hasn't even picked their offlane yet, so they don't have to worry necessarily as much. They get to control their 1v1 matchup that Navi would have been able to exploit with the Omni. And now that it's a Pugna, Omni can't really abuse that lane the same as it would have been against a melee hero.
Yep.
So saving that for last pick was actually felt pretty good for Fnatic here. It's a good team fight. It's another tower push, so they don't necessarily have to rely. Like, they have 3 heroes that are good against towers. Luna, Pugna, and Death Prophet. I really like how Fnatic's draft comes together.
Yeah, their strategy is pretty clear. They're good at pushing, but if you fight them, well, there's the Naga and the Warlock to just set up a really difficult fight.
They have really weak, easy disables on Fnatic's side.
Yes.
Like, it's Lucent Beam, maybe a Yule's Ensnare, Decrep. Like, these are not strong disables, so if Navi gets ahead, they can run them down.
No, that's something worth mentioning, right? Because we said that played such a big role for them as the last game went on.
It's exactly the opposite dynamic. This game, it's Navi, you have those short cooldown, kind of stand and control things.
I mean, with that said, though, Fnatic's team fight is ridiculously good. If they can force Navi into some 5v5s, and considering how many Roche fights we saw last game, I think that's a pretty good thing to have.
Yeah.
And we're down to most likely the Crystallized hero, although possible he would be on the Gyrocopter.
Dandy did play it last time they picked it, right?
Yeah, and last time they picked it, but that was the only time in the last 6. The first 5 have been Crystallized. All losses, though.
Yeah.
Bears mentioning.
Now, what could pair well? What could be a good one for Crystallize? Are we going to see that Morphling back? Without that many disables, it might be an option.
It's a stun light lineup.
Could be okay, potentially.
Pugna's maybe a little bit annoying.
Last time Warlock was super popular, people liked to pick cores that could kill the Golem really fast, so it couldn't just walk around the field like hitting people. Could be one consideration. Lets you actually fight even when the ulti's up. People were picking like, I think, TA, Phantom Assassin, those kinds of... I don't really know if any of those are good picks here though.
The Dendy Sniper against the Pugna. That is a devastating matchup with the ranged physical damage that the Sniper can kill off the Pugna so quickly.
But it's also a sniper.
Well, he's got an Omni Knight to back him up, so I think it's a really good game for it. And Sand King as well can instantly disrupt team
there's
fight.
nothing
And
to catch
Fnatic,
him.
yeah, exactly.
And you can just sit really far back, right?
I mean, honestly, that pick makes me, I think I'm going Navi just after the sniper.
Yeah, Fnatic don't, other than the song, they don't have any classic mobility hero to just get in the Sniper's face.
All right, well, it's time to find out if we're going to go to a third game for this great series between Fnatic and Navi. Over to a counter team of ODPixel and Fogged.
Thank you, Shiva, and yes, we're here already live in Indonesia, getting excited for Game 2 of Navi versus Fnatic. I'm ODPixel, I'm here with Fog. We've just seen the 2 lineups. We're getting that Dendy Sniper, the 5th pick for Navi. The panel seems to be big fans of it. Are you as well, Fog?
I do think it can work out really good for the high ground defense and everything too, because you look at Fnatic's lineup and they want to push, right? They have this Pugna, they have this Luna, they have this Death Prophet. They really want to get the push going, and Sniper can really hold the high ground with the protection from the Omni Knight, so could definitely work. I do think that we're going to see some itemization to get on top of that Sniper though. Probably like a Blink Dagger on the Death Prophet, because that is, I do believe it was Fnatic who were the ones who, even quite a while back, were the first ones to actually do that kind of build. So I do think they'll make adjustments just to close the gap on that Sniper, but we do have some interesting pickups, right? We got a Warlock on one team, we got Warlock Pugna, we got a Sniper on the other. Very different from what we've been seeing.
We've got a lot of fun from both of these sides, and if Game 1 was anything to go by, Game 2 should just be as exciting. We'll see what both teams have in store. Can Navi draw it to a Game 3, or will we see Fnatic be able to claim another victory.
Look at this too. The panel was talking about how Highlight Die is traditionally the Warlock player, but it's DJ this time.
Bit of a change up in style there. We'll see how sort of the prioritization goes then between these two heroes. Maybe sort of wanting to bump this Warlock up in a sense of getting those early like big items such as the Ags and the refreshers down the line. We'll see what sort of build and how DJ's net worth goes this game because of this sort of, as you say, this bit of a maybe unexpected hero change-up.
Yeah, I really did like the Luna pickup this game, in particular versus the Omni Knight. Sure, it's not like a great core matchup versus the Sniper because you like it's hard to close the gap, but versus Omni, you get that mixed magical damage. Your Eclipse always going to be able to go through that Guardian Angel in the midst of the team fights, so you won't be as limited and secure the lane a bit.
Oh, straight up. Look at the ward there. Looks like
Oh, they're going to give it a Lil.
Yeah, there we go.
Or are they?
Oh, who's that? They'll take it.
They pulled Lil Tangos too in this game, so he can get the boots and the clarity so he can continue the movements around the map.
Oh, look at this up top. Universe getting the blast onto LeBron. They've got the level 1 net as well to hold him down. Cypher from Arbed being used to close the gap. Fnatic with that will find first blood for Arbed.
Bottom, DJ getting chased down here by Lil. Another follow-up stun in about 6 seconds. Can they actually chase him to the tower though?
DJ is going to have to heal back up in a second, and there's a TP across from Pi. He'll turn, he's got the route to hold back the Sand King. And with the heal on DJ, he can turn and offer up some punches onto Lil. Highlight Eye and DJ just going to be giving Lil a bit of a run now. Same time up top, crystallizing LeBron. They're able to punch back onto Universe. They've got the homing missile moving in. And Navi, they'll be one to claim a kill as well. 1 for 1 as it stands, down bottom. The fight still continuing. DJ and Pi will force General away. General did manage to grab the creep wave though, so we'll be able to get that pulled back and safely farm it underneath him between his towers. This aggression mid though.
Lil's just showing his face. He just says hi to Abed.
So we'll see how the lanes sort of end up settling out. At the moment, Envy backed up by DJ to remain down here on the bottom against the Omni Knight.
Yeah, he caught the creep wave now, so we'll be able to hold it there. But General's also kind of dancing with his wave, waiting for the next one to catch in between.
So is there a particular lane where we could see one of the cores suffer, do you think?
I think Universe is going to suffer up here a bit. The wave is pushing into him though, because he did get that initial pull. But a lot of kill threat between the Disruptor as well as the Gyrocopter and that Pugna.
Crystallize. Really keeping the pressure on this top lane as well. Notice that Universe will be more than happy to try and shove the waves underneath Crystallize's tower once he's ready to start spamming that Never Blast. A lot of wave push from both heroes.
He's looking for this courier as it goes back, but it is going to actually juke him out.
Yeah, some smart micro there from Fnatic. Will keep that little blotto safe.
Universe now. The missile's on him. He's getting chased out. LeBron has another nuke in 1 second.
Yeah, we'll put the Fairy Fire. The Thunderstrike in the right clicks. I don't know if that one's going to be enough to save him. Universe will try and run. He doesn't even take the banner. He just put the sound, but Lil's in with the Burrow Strike. Navi claim the kill and take the bounty.
Now the courier, he's going past the mid lane. There is the ward behind too. Lil gonna look for it here.
He's gonna try for it, and he goes. One more touch is needed.
And he gets
Strike
it.
Forward and gets it.
He'll die, but he buys his Tranquil Boots beforehand, so
Hashtag what?
absolutely worth it. Navi looking good at the start of the game here. Crystallize is absolutely free farming that top lane.
Envy, of course, getting good farm as well down bottom. General doing his best to get a bit of a look in onto these pulls being made by Pi and DJ. And the mid lane CS dead even at the moment. Arbed and Dendi sitting on 6 for 5 in this DP versus Sniper matchup. I imagine sort of as the levels get there, is it expected for the Sniper to sort of peel ahead with the range advantage, or because the Crypt Swarm is the DP always going to be in good standing?
DP is always going to be in good standing. They can threaten kills on both sides as well if they can close the gap. So
bottom lane,
General.
He's got the Purification back and available. Is it going to be enough? No, it's not. Lucent Beam from Envy seals the deal. Fnatic punishing General, same time mid lane. Lil makes the wraparound onto Arbed. Burrow Strike to lead things up, and here's the damage from Dendi. Pops down the shrapnels, the body blocks as well, keeping Arbed underneath the shrapnel. There's the next one. Is it going to be enough to finish off the kill? Dendi's moving in too close to the tower though, has to back up. Pi's there with the TP, will hold back Dendi. Dendi trying to come back in for the final hit. He's now turning towards Pi. Pi falling low.
The headshots.
The double headshots coming through.
And then the miss.
The uphill miss. RNG looking to go the way of Navi, but then it does not. The uphill miss is there. Highlight Eye will escape on a slither of health. Lil was trying to chase and look for the final Burrow Strike, but couldn't quite find it. Up top though, Crystallize moves in with LeBron. Dives upon the tower to get Universe.
As we were saying, this is a very tough lane for Universe to survive. Abed now mid, Lil.
Lil, he's sitting behind him, in with the burst strike. Dendi incredibly low. Universe wants this. He's got the slow. Out comes the blast. Dendi does get the juke off, but surely he'll still fall, and he will. Universe traps him in the tree line, spanks him to death with his green ward of doom. They'll get him. 2 for 4. 1k lead though still for Navi. That farm, as you mentioned, still certainly there for Crystallize. He's leading the way in terms of CS. University's up there. Lil, ready to back up Crystallize once again, making sure that it's very hard really for Universe to play aggressive on this top lane. He's constantly sort of having to hug his tower at the threat of the supports of Navi, being able to make a play onto this solo off-lane Pugna.
Still has a decent amount of levels, to be honest, and farming fine because of that kill that he got on mid lane.
Yes.
He's completely tied up with General. He's an Omni Knight. Just because also Fnatic, they have been prioritizing mostly like a defensive tri-lane coming out, and DJ just constantly pulling, getting those levels in farm on this Warlock.
You should say no one. You're falling too far behind in these lanes. A bit of a CS advantage for Abed's DP now in this matchup. As he continues to shove the waves in underneath the tower.
They expended all 3 shrapnel charges to try to go for that kill, so.
Lane General, he's coming in, he wants those creeps. Will repel himself, starts to walk it off. Pi, of course, does have the route to go through that magic immunity if he finds the chance to do so. General, he's going to give it a bit of a walk around, heads to the tree line, straight with the TP out. Doesn't want to get caught out by Pi. Same time in mid, Abed has to be careful. Navi coming in with a rotation with the smoke. Lil trying to close the gap. TPs will come across. Can they get the lockdown onto Abed? He's pretty speedy. They do find the burrow strike though still. Glimpse back into the kinetic field. Dendi looking to offer up the damage. Will go to the high ground. Pi's there looking to try and turn things around. With the siphon, Abed keeps himself alive. Will take down LeBron, and Abed will survive thanks to Pilot Eye's backup.
Having this interesting item build coming out from Abed, actually paying off quite heavily, having this like bracer and a null rather than going for like double null or anything like that. Just wanting to have that little bit more HP to survive these ganks. Gives Universe a bit of farm up top. From that rotation, we'll have the Arcane Boots and almost level 6 finish.
General coming across again towards DJ. Lil has also rotated down here. The 3 Warlock will still think of do anything to attempt on him. Envy is going to be there to back up DJ, keep him safe. Return with the Lucent Beam onto Lil. Quick Purification Burst brings DJ down low. Lil thinking about chasing. Burrow Strike's still on cooldown for a couple of seconds. He can't commit for the kill. Envy's actually the one turning things around as he looks towards General. General will be able to keep his distance, but Pi is there with the root. Holds him down in place. Purification comes through. You've got General trying to fight up against Pi, but the burst damage from Envy's too much. Another kill onto the off-lane Omni Knight.
And he's level 6 now on the Luna, and with the Shrine he's going to be full, and they're actually going for smoke. They can look for this aggressive play. They could even try to wrap around onto Dendi here with this one.
I mean, DJ is not going to expect a Gyrocopter out in this bottom lane, as Crystallize comes straight across from the other side of the map. Will pick off the Warlock, but as you say, Fnatic, they could be the ones finding the bigger kill. Sure, they lost a Warlock, but they're looking at getting a sniper. Dendi's surrounded, pops the shrapnel, but the ghosts are out, and Fnatic find the favorable trade. They get that sniper out of the lane, and with the ghosts up, Abed can look to put some pressure onto this tier 1 tower, especially with the pushing power of an Envy Luna.
Yeah, and they don't even have to commit the exorcism. It's really nice too. So getting heavy damage on that tower too. So lots of early game core rotations coming out from both sides. I think DJ was actually trying to save for just a straight up Midas in the game, because he had 1,400 gold saved with no boots or anything. Goes by the boots as he's dying though.
The booms back onto Envy. They've got him underneath the tower. Do they have the damage though? Assassinate's going to be coming in from Dendi. Bang! The kill. Abed and Pi falling low. Lil trying to chase down. Quick net to hold back the Sand King. Dendi with the shrapnel has the vision. Will beat Pilot Eye as well. Navi hold on to the tier 1 tower, come in with the defense. As Fnatic just stick around a little bit too long when the respawns come through from Navi.
The panel did mention that. The one thing about the Luna is you're very susceptible to all this burst damage that Navi does have early on. And they have a lot of catch as well between the Disruptor and the Sand King. Crystallize also was able to net himself a solo kill down bottom on DJ yet again. Exorcism almost got the full tower though.
Of course, though, as all this goes on, I'm looking at Crystallize's net worth. He's getting himself far, far ahead in these very early stages of the game.
Universe also has recovered incredibly well after having the 3 deaths in a row top. He's top net worth for his team.
Look at these rotations yet again though towards mid. They know Dendi's vulnerable when he's out on his own. They commit the Eclipse straight in. Dendi's gone. Envy being incredibly aggressive with this second rotation towards mid. Each and every time they get the kill on Dendi, this time Fnatic will be able to finish off that tier 1 tower and sort of take away this, well, not really so to speak, safe place that Dendi's been trying to head towards to farm. As that area is now gone and Fnatic can look to invade elsewhere on Navi's half of the map as they make a beeline straight towards the top lane.
And with Pugn almost level 7, they can definitely go for this tower siege up here. They know that the supports on the side of Navi do not have level 6 yet, which is a big defense points. But Crystallize is bottom. He's already going for a tower trade right off the bat.
Navi will see Envy and Universe in the lane. Scan did hit in the jungle as well, so they know that there's multiple heroes here for Fnatic.
They look like they are trying to set up though for top. We see LeBron does port nice and early to the tier 2 to leave that tier 1 available for those quick TPs coming in.
Can Navi really hold this? This is a very scary push at this stage of the game that's going to be coming out from Fnatic. They have Exorcism available. Of course, the level 4 blast from Universe is almost certainly going to be enough to slowly but surely bring down this tower. As Navi, they are sending more up here. They look like they want to try and attempt this defense, but it could be a hard one for them. Pi comes in from the sideline. Kinetic Field won't catch on to anyone. You've got General looking for the rundown, focusing Universe. Lil trying to close the gap. They've got the Degenerate slowing down this Pugna.
They want to get the glimpse.
They've got the Assassinate Vision to give the glimpse back into the hands of them all. Navi will put a stop to the push. They send in the numbers. The full 5-man comes in to hold that tier 1, and they push Fnatic away from the tower.
And Crystallize gets bottom tower, and he's just being so active on this gyro every single time. Always showing up to every single fight. As he does need to, because, you know, Dendi is suffering a bit on that sniper, and he is also kind of the same as that Luna, right? If you get the gap closed on you, you can definitely get bursted. Abed, waiting for something down bottom. He's got the Exorcism and an Arcane Rune. Puts the ward up.
General is already based down here. Top lane Navi shoving in the back of defending their own tier 1. They're looking to try and take that of Fnatic's. General eyes onto Envy. Another TP coming forward as LeBron look to join the defense. Arbet will pop the ghost. He's going to look to try and pick off LeBron on the sidelines. Has that ward. Sees the Disruptor coming in. Trying to close the gap for the slow here. Envy as well. Looking for the Lucid Beam. He will find it. And with the Crit Swarm, it'll be enough to bring down LeBron. He pops down the Static Storm, but it's not going to allow Navi to turn as the rest of Navi are not in the neighborhood. Arbet now forcing General as well away from this tier 1. This Fnatic may not have been successful top, but they look to have a bit of a better shot at taking this tower away down bottom. Navi.
Envy, he's looking for some kind of play here.
They've got the Eclipse, they're still got that War Vision to play around. At the same time, that top Crystallize still there being pulled back, and there you have it. Eclipse, Golem dropped. General out of this defense down bottom.
Man, LeBron was non-stop pinging that ward too, like being like they have vision there, but General just getting caught out from both ultis getting expended. And
Then
it
he's
looks like
got to be
himself a
careful.
tower.
He's coming forward. Maybe see if he can get a cheeky deny. It's not going to be the case. It's Fnatic claiming another tower. Get a quick assassinate onto Envy. Won't be enough to bring him down, of course. And Fnatic getting that tier 1 down bottom. And Universe, he's already forcing out the fortification up top. Keeping the pressure on. There's that pickup you talked about.
The
DJ
Midas,
now with the
right?
Midas complete.
Lil also has a Blink Dagger already on Sand King at the 12-minute mark.
Ooh, high. TP out from the sidelines. We'll get him back to safety. No one actually having any sort of vision onto it.
And Lil having super early Blink now finished. Gonna be able to pick it up once the courier goes back to base. He's been farming quite a lot though, so it does make sense. And he's caught up actually with Envy's net worth.
Farm will continue for Envy. Master Man is complete as he will look to close the gap. To try and catch up Crystallize, who still maintains the lead in terms of overall farm.
Yeah, it seems like when Navi doesn't have Crystallize, taking the fights is a lot harder. Whenever the Gyrocopter's there though, it seems to be a little bit more advantageous for them.
They're going to try and make a play with this Blink reveal.
Yeah. Lil has, he's played some really sneaky wards too during the last 4 minutes or so, so he actually does see the defensive ward that was placed out from Fnatic on their side.
They did have that Observer ward down there, so Fnatic were looking. They will be aware that the Blink Dagger is complete on the Sand King. So they will potentially be ready to play in these fights with that in mind. As they've got to be careful, you know, ideally in these team fights, if Navi can pick off the wall up before he gets a Golem out, it's going to make life a whole lot easier in these 5v5s.
Yeah, still 50 seconds till that Golem and 24 seconds for the Eclipse, so at the moment they're just going to be content with farming. Pushing in the side lanes as well with Universe with that Aether Lens and Blast.
Radiant are scanning.
Universe, let's build this game. Aether Lens into Kaya.
Radiant's middle tower
Now going for the
is under
Blink.
attack.
Lil and Crystallize looking to invade with the smoke movement. Universe keeping himself close to that of DJ, far behind the tower. Now we do have that observer ward down between the tier 1 and the tier 2.
Radiant's middle
If
tower.
it spots anyone coming out, Stendi starts to chip away at the tier 1. Fnatic, they're playing incredibly safe though. They're aware that this is a bit of a trap. The ping's coming out as well. They're fully aware that Navi are likely to be up here on this high ground off the back of that smoke movement. And if anything, at the moment it seems like Fnatic don't really have too much interest at all in trying to take a fight. The Golem's now back up, so that may change the situation. But with Navi having the high ground, it's a very tricky position for Fnatic to try and enter into.
And Abed only has like 200 mana, so ideally wanting the full kit for his spells. But tower will not drop. Navi was just trying to take a fight engagement first. And so Crystallize is going to be going for his own BKB. Even though he's going to have the repel, they want to prioritize that on other heroes. And having an early BKB this game versus Fnatic's lineup is very, very nice. Versus Pugna, Death Prophet, and Luna going to be absolutely crucial for that matchup.
1k gold, and Crystallize will have that BKB down bottom. Fnatic got MV. Backing up. As Navi do come into the neighborhood. Was able to get some pressure towards that tier 2 tower, but Navi will be there to push it back out.
DJ has queued up the Aghanims, as you were mentioning earlier on. And I haven't actually gotten to see the Warlock actually too much since that change. The 60% experience gain at 15, so we could see him really skyrocket once he starts getting that and using the Midas.
Oh, absolutely. That is, I mean, that's the biggest XP gain talent in the game, right?
Yeah, by a lot. I mean, it's like the 40% for Tusk is the other one. 60% is a lot. Pi constantly has actually been using Mirror Image to just be scouting out the movements, and he just keeps shoving in the side lanes.
Definitely one of the downsides though for Navi being that they, as we saw, did get a good timing on the Blink Dagger from Lil, but not able to really find any action with it. As Fnatic have just been playing very, very safely and making sure that they don't get caught out by the way that Navi are sweeping around the map with sort of this SK +1 combo, trying to find pickoffs. And Envy and the gang are just not letting themselves get caught out by it.
Yeah, they want to get some deep aggressive wards up here now too. They are smoked up too. See, General, he's just gonna quick TP base. TJ was thinking about the rock.
He was. Didn't decide to opt for it. Maybe feeling that they could have a bit of a better shot of finding something even bigger. Sure, it was the off lane, but ideally if you find Envy or Crystallize, that'll be the dream.
They're looking for a fight here.
He's coming out onto Envy. Navi look pretty prepared for this though.
Crystallize has the full BKB finished up. He's gonna use it.
He's gonna pop it straight up. They'll look to head in. Abed does get glimpsed back into the Static Storm. They've caught the DP. That's Abed out of the fight. Navi finding one big pick. Can they find anything more? DJ straight with the TP out. Will escape.
They use everything there for him.
Do hold that tier 2 tower.
I think when Fnatic has Abed respawn, they can just try to go take a fight because all the cooldowns would expend, and they're actually looking to go take advantage earlier.
Right. And they have the Eclipse.
Can DJ get in range for the rock?
It's just a little bit too far away. Do still have the route onto General. They're heading forward. Lil actually going to be one coming in for the jump, and there's all grouped up, and there's the rock drop down. Onto 3, looking for the Eclipse, but they can't quite get it off Envy, getting stunned up on the back of it, but it may not matter. DA's out for Crystallize. It's not enough to keep him alive, though. With the Decrepify and the Blast, it's too much magical for this Gyro, who still had his BKB on cooldown. They may have lost the Naga Siren, but they claim Crystallize's life. Their biggest kill on the map at the moment.
And they're instantly starting to move towards top. They saw this giant ancient stack. They want to take this away from Navi.
I think they're going to get it. I don't think Navi can contest this at all. With the rock column up, the Chaotic Offering punching away. The Glaives from Envy, they claim those ancients. They get out of there. Fnatic, these sort of holds, I mean, as you say, Navi have to be so careful how they push in when they know that the Song and the Chaotic Offering's there. Each and every time, Fnatic are going to be looking for the opportunity to get these big holds.
Universe.
He's in a bit of trouble. Will self-decrepify, but the Assassinate comes in. He's trying to keep himself alive with the life drain. There's no way that he can drain quicker than the damage coming out from both General and Denton. get another up and down game between these sides. 18 minutes in, 11 for 12, only a 1K lead for Fnatic.
Abed getting heavily punished in this game this time around. He's actually bottom 5 net worth on that Death Prophet. Almost having the Yules finished up. Does need a BKB after that to defend himself versus this heavy magic damage that Navi does have on the lineup.
I mean, he's just trying to do it the same way that Envy did at game 1, you know?
Yep.
We saw Envy at the bottom, he climbed his way back up to the top and won the game. Abed just learning from his master.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Crystallize now, farming that triangle. Decent amount of stacks as well, some nice money.
Oh, yeah. Look at that, that's a bit of farm.
And of course, Light of Heaven pinging the shrine, a classic.
Still there with Navi in spirit. General continues to climb up in net worth with that Midas.
Radiant's bottom
Again,
tower is
both teams just very good at sort of getting the farm for their cause this game. As there's not really a lot of poor players on the map. Everyone doing pretty well, each to their own.
Yeah. Yeah, just like last game, extremely close. Bottom.
Oh, just a bit of a mini glimpse. Right. Little's here in the trees. Of course, doesn't have vision of him at the moment. Little does have Epicenter to play around with the ult. Well, at least the song is up for Pi. Not necessarily the hero you want to jump on unless you can be absolutely certain you can burst him before he gets the Song of the Siren out.
Yeah. Constantly, again, Pi just keeping those illusions spreading out to just get more information for his team. Lil, channel, yep, he bottom. Universe, the stun is actually off the mark by Lil there.
And now Universe is going to get the chance to try and react. Glimpse is there to cancel off the life drain. The golems drop down though. They want to punish Lil for this. They'll chase him. They've got the Decrepify there with the blast. Universe will be able to punish Lil for trying to make that attempt onto the Pugner's life.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Let's
attack.
get the money back up now for back of that Universe. 2,500 gold. Nope. With the
Radiant's
blink and BKB queued up, he'll be able to start picking up those items.
DJ wants to get this tower to 9 mid. TP's there. They're actually setting up the song. They found both General and Dendi here.
They don't have the chaotic offering, but they may still be able to get kills out of this. Repels there out onto Dendi, but Envy comes in the midst of it all. They've got the GA. Is it going to be enough? Dendi goes straight for the TP out and will make it back to safety thanks to the repel and GA from General. Did cost General his life. Crystallize, seeing if he can find more. They've got the glimpse back onto Pylai Die. Navi will be able to find the Naga Siren.
Abed's looking for something. He is behind them here.
He's coming in with a wraparound, has got the control, has got the Yule Scepter, but Lil's back in. Abed does not want to get caught out by the initiation from the Sand King.
No, they know Crystallize still has the BKB. Even though General's dead, they can't really pierce through that one just yet, especially without the Naga having the net. He's dead.
And Aghanim's getting closer and closer for DJ. Point booster money for the second component at least. It's going to be very, very good timing. DJ, definitely one of those players that always seems to be able to find his farm, and as you say, sort of with the switch up in terms of heroes that you expect to see being shared between DJ and Pylai Die, it certainly could pay off if he gets a good axe timing this game on the Warlock.
Yeah, I think they realize it's like, this game Naga is mostly, it's just a song. It's absolutely just a song to set up for the Warlock, and the Warlock having items is going to be more crucial.
And also the disengage as well around sort of these ults like the Exorcism. You get caught out by an Exorcism in a bad
Top
place,
lane.
you're out of there. Top lane,
Catch Lil again.
he's not going to get a chance to get out. 4K lead now for Fnatic. Starting to find these pickoffs that are adding up.
Yeah, and Fnatic is also now, I believe they've queued up the triple BKBs, so all 3 core is going to be going for that one, since Navi's lineup is majorly magical damage still until the later stages kick in for that Gyrocopter and Sniper.
The way that he's been able to farm as well now, picking himself up ahead of Crystallize. Very
bottom.
close to having the BKB. Another Abed's in there. Abed trying for the retreat. The Static Storm is down. He will use up the Disruptor, so there's not the instant glimpse. Is it actually going to be enough to save them, though? That's the question. He'll get dragged back, and it isn't. Navi will still claim the kill on Abed.
Tried to go for the lift into silence play so he could get away from that glimpse, but LeBron a bit too quick on the fingers, and Navi will get themselves a tier 2 here.
Dendi in these fights now will be able to offer quite a bit of a punch with the Mask of Madness and Maelstrom.
Yeah, I believe with that ward bottom on the tier 2, they were actually able to see Abed go into the tree there.
TP's up top. They want to try and find a catch. At the moment, it is just Pi up here. It's pretty speedy with those Tranquils. Navi, and they get the lockdown onto this Naga Siren. They've got the vision on him, General. Knows his position, shoves himself forward, has the degen aura. comes Lil with the blink. Pi trying to get the song off. It doesn't look like he's going to get the chance. He gets bursted down. The Maelstrom procs come through. They'll take down Pi before he gets the chance to sing his song.
Quick moves by Navi there.
Starting to close a little lead that Fnatic have. Navi with these sort of plays, they get a quick stun in. Envy did still manage to grab the haste though, so
It's a glimpse.
they'll try and run. Glimpse, Fnatic field, not going to be quick enough to catch hasted Luna though. As Envy will speed himself back to safety, did of course have the BKB at the ready as well.
Yeah, it just got delivered on the courier.
He can run, but he can't hide from that missile. We'll hit upon him, but of course, deep and safe behind his tier 2. He'll be more than fine. General, now with the money for the Blink Dagger. So can always make sure to get that perfect positioning to help out Dendi, to help out Crystallize, keep his cause alive in these fights.
Yeah, I think Fnatic, they're just going to wait for those triple BKBs before they really go for a big committed fight.
I'll take your tribute.
Top lane, Envy quite far out here. The rest of Fnatic are on the way, but they're not quite next to him. He can buy time with the BKB, he'll pop it. Doesn't want to mess around, turns towards General, but General with a quick repel and TP out. Will get out of there, so Navi able to knock out one of the BKB charges of Envy.
I saw Pi actually buy the Tome of Knowledge, but I'd imagine he's going to save the Tome of Knowledge until DJ has that level 15 talent to give it to him for that 60% bonus. And they've got Exorcism, they've got minus armor as well for this Roche. As well as the Luna Aura. Gonna get brought down quite quickly.
They know that there's no BKB available on Luna for a bit of time.
Epi's being channeled.
They're ready to go in. Lil looking for the jumping, gets the
On
power
three.
strike, and Epi onto 3. There's LeBron with the silence. There's no BKB for the Luna. There's Envy down. DJ as well. Abed, he's surrounded, but he gets the Aegis in time. Abed does manage to get the kill on Roshan, does get the Aegis, but Navi surround him. They'll make him pay. They'll take him down again. Very sort of similar to sort of the players we saw in game 1. Both of these teams very good at fighting around the pit.
Yeah,
Navi with that entry from Lil just setting everything up. Fnatic, I think they went for that play because maybe they were like, Navi, they wouldn't expect us to do this because we haven't got the BKB in Luna, but Navi, they weren't letting that go underneath their noses.
No, definitely not. And it's like vice versa, right? The last time it was Fnatic who did that, but now it's Navi punching back from the last game, that is. And they're going to high ground.
They are. There's no buyback on Abed. He's down for 25 seconds. They do have the rock up and ready when the Warlock's back in 5. 10 seconds until Envy's back in, and he has got Eclipse. BKB now finished with Universe as well, so he can sit on the front lines. The homing missile, though, onto Pi. Now they'll jump forward with the burst, and Pi's gone. Naga Siren out. They'll drop the rock. Do they have the follow-up? Buyback from Pi. They're looking for the chase down. Envy comes in with a BKB, punching through Dendi. That GA not saving him from the Eclipse burst. Dendi on the high ground, still alive for now. The GA keeping him alive, but Envy looking for the chase down. Purification there onto Dendi, but Envy, he has the lucid beam, takes down Dendi, turns towards General, gets him as well. Fnatic will push Navi back. They do lose the tier 3 tower. Pi does have to buy back for that one, but now Fnatic taking down 2. They can look to put some pressure back on themselves.
Yeah, back the other way. Now there's no Guardian Angel for a very long time. 140 seconds. Epi as well, going to be up soon. Lil just trying to split push as best as possible. Pi's here. Gotta keep tabs on him.
Play around a little bit with this. Lil should be more than fine with the Sandstorm. Does have the blink and TP available to get back to the safety of his team.
It did seem like Pi wanted someone of his teammates to actually come there, but I think all the cooldowns on the TPs were there, Universe in particular.
Lil's
looking for a
courier. And he does have the blink to try and chase it sort of post protection, and he won't quite find it. They're trying to use the courier to get the vision for the net. And Lil too quick with the TP. Lil will keep himself safe and out of danger.
Look at the little. Look at 2 people were trying to micro the courier.
I think
right?
someone was like,
Doing
let's
this
get the
little
vision.
stutter.
And someone was like, no, let's keep the courier alive.
Yeah. Did seem like it. So Aghanims is going to be online now for DJ, and I believe Abed also will have the BKB very, very soon. So big timings coming out for them. But on the other side, Navi does have a full butterfly now for Crystallize. He is massive in this game.
He is. Getting himself back on top of Envy off the back of those last few fights from Navi. Talking about Envy, he's a little far out on his own, Fog. He's got the BKB TP. And he will get out of there. Gets away with that sort of push. he knows he can. There's very little Navi can do about that BKB TP playing at the moment. There's no sort of physical damage to take him down in time. I mean, maybe if Crystallize is on top of him, punching into him, as you say with the butterfly, there's a chance, but MV getting this sort of successful side lane pushes. Still spaces there for the rest of the team to go to work, allows Universe to shove in that top lane with Pi. They've managed to get the creeps all the way around, and now pushed into the base of Navi up top.
Quietly as well, LeBron has been farming quite a lot on this Disruptor. Level 13, and also 3 components to that Aghanim already.
Oh, against these BKBs. That's going to be pretty huge. Of course, with the blink on the Omni, there's still definitely chances to save those caught in the static storm, as long as the Omni's not in it.
That's his teammate.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, oh, yeah, it is. Oh, you know, 70-minute game.
70-minute game does that, right on.
You start to lose it.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, just testing, you know. Just testing your fog, making sure you're still awake.
Yep, I'm here.
That's good.
So lane's just being pushed out on the side of Fnatic. They do have all their BKBs at the ready. And it will be the last next item, Blink Dagger on Abed, as we were mentioning earlier. That way to close the gap onto the sniper, get in the back lines.
DD here. Dandy will want that. He's over and he's got it. See if they're able to do anything with this DD sniper would be nice. They've got the top lane pushed in, Navi. Could look to try and take that tier 2 away from Fnatic. Same time though, Fnatic, they're down bottom, getting the creep wave pushed down. Maybe able to just look for tier 2 trade as such.
Radiant's top tower is under
That
attack.
tower getting pushed in. With the DD on sniper, they'll take it.
Radiant's top tower is
They're going to force him back out as well, top. Crystallize and Dendi both pack quite a punch. Fnatic has to set up for this one. Got Abed going back first. DJ as well now.
Oh, they've got all the big ults, Fnatic.
Navi has to get back right away as soon as they see everybody TPing out of bottom. They force reactions though. Now they can back up and get their own farm.
I mean, surely it's pretty much impossible for Navi to push in when the ults are there for Fnatic.
It's way too scary.
It's just, like, how do you deal with it? Sort of the sleep setup into this. These ultimates is very, very tricky for Navi in that sense. Despite the game being very close between the two sides, just a team fight, as mentioned from the draft, is just pretty insane at all stages of the game from Fnatic.
Yeah, they have the triple BKBs now on Fnatic too, so very strong defensive stance versus Navi's lineup with all this. Level 18 now claimed on Abed. Third level best position available. Will does get heals up. Can they get the catch? The silence actually missing there by Abed. So they'll able to get that Sandstorm and retreat.
Envy.
And LeBron has the evidence. That is incredibly fast. I think I wish actually, can you see how much gold he's gotten just from stacks? I don't believe so, but because he's been stacking a lot for Crystallize, so I do feel like Crystallize actually enabled him to get that quite a lot from just farming the camps that he said.
Let's see what he can do with it. And as you pointed out, because it is Navi to have the Omni Knight and Fnatic don't, Fnatic are going to be pretty screwed if they get caught in that static storm.
Yeah.
One of them getting shoved in, Fnatic will have to respond. They'll send back Universe to deal with that. Working well on his way towards his own Aghanims on the Pugna.
It does seem like this game as well is going to be a lot about that, contesting that Roshan, just like the last game was. Both teams have incredibly strong fight around the pit. Fnatic really has to be careful of that ag statics.
Envy, he's got the money for that. That butterfly if he wants to go grab it at this stage. Level 22 as well on Luna. With the way that he's been able to side push out the lanes, he's getting a lot of gold and experience under his belt.
Yeah, him and Crystallize have been like neck and neck. I think Crystallize just has had a bit more stacks for him. And I think Envy has been getting more kills through, more money through kills and just through lane creeps.
And there we go. So
Lane creep still for Gyro.
and also sort of interesting Fnatic sort of change it up in terms of the two cores and the way that they're playing. You know, last time it was Arbet with the farm and Envy sort of straggling along on the Death Prophet. This time, they switch around the roles and they certainly prove to us that they have this flexibility in play style between their two major cores. Yeah, Arbed, as you mentioned, the Blink DP nearly going to be there. extra way to get on those backlines, get on top of the sniper at all costs. You can't let Dendi just go to work in these fights. Especially once he's got that Miona finished. He's got the money for it. At this stage of the game, he'll probably be inclined to fully invest into it.
These deep wards by both sides are scouting all the movements. All of like Fnatic's 3 wards have been seeing Navi consistently, while on the other side, Navi's deep wards have been seeing a lot of Fnatic moves. Now, they make their way into the pit though.
Okay. Navi.
They do see Navi with this ward as well too. They see Lilith especially.
Are they going to head over? I mean, as we say, it's so hard though. Fnatic, they have all of the ultimates available.
I think this one is theirs. This is going to die way too quick for Navi to respond this time around.
I think last game we saw sort of the teams in terms of the drafts pretty even in terms of being able to fight around the pit. This time around, there's no doubt about it. I think we're going to see a fair few times where Fnatic get away with this and Navi struggle to have a look in. As Aegis pushed away Envy, and of course Cheese will be held for now by Abed.
Navi's looking for a grab here though.
He's trying to fight into Aegis Cheese though. This is a little risky, Lil. Unable to get the lockdown onto Abed. Abed actually able to blink out. Essentially, didn't immediately go for the play as he did not expect the blink that going to be done on this Death Prophet. They'll get the glimpse back onto DJ. We'll be able to find the Warlock, but the rest of Fnatic are on the retreat. Universe will get hit by the homing missile. He's up in the high ground. Can Crystallize finish off this kill? He can with the help of Dendi. They'll get Universe as well.
The lanes are all pushed out though, so they aren't able to go high ground with that one.
No creeps at all for Navi on Fnatic's half of the map. All these side lanes being focused upon Envy once again on his favorite place, just any of the side lanes out alone, confidently pushing in. No worries in the world from this Luna.
Yeah, I think Universe really didn't expect, like, of course he could have used the BKB and they probably ran away, but he was just like, oh my god, they actually chased him all the way up there.
Yeah, the amount of damage coming out for this Butterfly Gyro.
Yeah.
Definitely something that you cannot underestimate. And of course with Dendi backing him up as well. There's a lot of right click between these two. And Fnatic, we'll see if the Universe is still dead for 30 seconds. Navi, they are pushing onto this. In fact, they managed to catch Envy on the front. They drop the Static Storm down. They take the Aegis out of his hands.
The sleep now coming through.
Pi will look to surround the Gyrocopter. Crystallize does still have the Satanic ready to pop. General's there on the back lines with GA available if it is needed. Crystallize pops the BKB and he's just going to commit onto the racks. They got the jump forward, but Envy pops the BKB. Chaotic offering down onto 2. Envy turning to 5, but General jumps in with the GA. They're just looking to get Navi out of there. Dendi coming back in, trying to finish off his melee racks. In fact, he's looking for DJ as well. Forces back the Warlock, gets the space there for the racks to be taken. And Navi will be the first to take a melee racks and the ranged as well. They clean out mid lane. There's 40 seconds without that Naga Siren. There's no song. There's no chaotic offering. And for the time being, there's no exorcism either as well. Fog.
Exorcism's up now. He's going to blink right in. They're going to look for the engagement.
They want to go straight away. Exorcism and Eclipse as they blink forward. They've got the silence out to multiple heroes. General goes for the instant repel and TP out. The Disruptor will be called out. Can Navi limit the casualties? Dendi being chased. Yule's there for Lil to throw them up. Buys the time for Dendi to TP out. Lil playing around with him. I don't know if he can save himself though. There's an offensive Yule's throwing him up into the air. They've got the burst damage. They'll take Lil. But Lil's selfless play there gets Dendi back to safety.
I actually think that was Abed using the defensive heals on himself, and then Lil defensive heals himself. So I think maybe it was a misclick by Abed. I think Dendi may have just got into the tree lines there as he was trying to click it on him there. So just a quick little getaway by Dendi. But yeah, Lil, sacrificial lamb there.
Yes, tanking the movement. And that, as you said, Exorcism comes out. They do get a couple of kills. They do hold that top lane of Rax. But the mid lane's gone, and now Navi stand with a 5k lead. Envy, still though, absolutely massive on this Luna. Both him and Crystallize, the titans of this game too.
Yeah. You saw the chaotic offering in that last fight just died instantly. Now DJ Crystallize just running at him with Repel.
I mean, he's gone. Crystallize with that DD rune.
11-1 on Crystallize, having an impeccable performance, LeBron.
Well, they will surround him. He's got the Shrine, but that won't be enough to heal him up through the burst damage of Universe. Fnatic instantly TPing back though, Crystallize with that DD rune. He's pushing forward. This time round, there really aren't those big team fight damaging ults in terms of the Exorcism and the Eclipse available. There is a Song of the Siren, but the racks are gone. Navi able to just sneak in, take the racks without any sort of TP on Pilot Eye. Was still on cooldown. He just couldn't get back with the song in time to offer any sort of chance of getting Navi off of that. And Navi continuing to grow their lead here in this game too as they stand 7k ahead. 2 melee racks up.
Playing very confidently. And they are consistently taking advantage of those long cooldowns on Fnatic.
MKB nearly done for Crystallized. I mean, he has the money for it. You see how careful he plays in terms of holding on to buyback. They do still have a tier 2 themselves in the middle lane, so Navi have ways to fall back. And it's Eternal Envy and his Luna. What's he going to queue up in a situation like this? You're a couple of wrecks down. There's no surprises here. Envy, he's looking for that rapier. Nice. Oh, now he's changed his mind. This is also pretty exciting, though.
Aghanim's.
I'd say that's probably more exciting than the rapier. Envy, changing things up. I mean, this is the next level mind games. Navi, they're going to expect Envy to be going for a rapier. They're not going to expect this in Aghanim's Eclipse. I mean, that spell is, with the Ags, it's pretty insane how much magical comes out. And as you say, it's direct counter to the GA. Who cares about the GA?
Exactly, that's what I was about to say. I think that's like the main thing. I think they just feel like they're struggling to actually get, like, they've just run into Navi's lineup. They seem like they just get bursted down from all the physical damage now coming out from Crystallized and Dendi. So he wants to be able to keep his distance and throw that onto the Guardian Angel.
I mean, you throw that all on top of Dendi's sniper, the sniper just dies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all going to be down to the repels. You know, if they can get the repel out onto Dendi, I mean, they have to. If you don't repel this sniper, he will die each and every time to that Aghanim's Eclipse.
Yep. Can definitely go for the backlines though with that. Yes. The Disruptor, the Omni Knight, these heroes are going to definitely be susceptible to that Aghanim's Eclipse. Level 25 has been claimed, and that 0.25 second Eclipse mini stun.
Oh boy. Let's see what Envy can do with this. I mean,
he's going for the full. He's on full as well. He's queued up the refresh.
Oh, I mean,
double Ags Eclipse with the mini stuns.
You know what the dream is if you get Refresher Shard,
yeah.
triple Eclipse, it's a ramp.
It's just a
ramp.
until someone just pops BKB.
Or is repel. BKB is an item and there is repel, but you know, Envy doesn't care about that. Yeah, if you get all those mini stuns, maybe you can't pop the BKB. I mean, you probably can't pop the BKB, but still.
That'd be great.
Chance of 5 BKBs coming out anytime soon on Navi's lineup, unlikely. And of course,
Dendi's just full committing for damage.
He is. Dendi is not. He's trusting in General.
Yeah.
He's saying, if this Omni doesn't repel me, he's getting a report. But General better be on his best behavior. Or what, Dendi's going to be pretty angry.
10k gold advantage, Navi just continuing to keep the pressure on. How long do we have for Roche? 40 seconds and we'll find out.
Okay. And that will be the third Roshan lineup.
It will be.
It will be that Refresher Shard. And of course, Arbed, he probably wants it, but there's no way that Envy lets him have it. No, you take it on this Luna.
Not when you've gone this
Not when
low.
you've gone all Ags. If you go full Ags, you got to take it for yourself.
Navi just consistently pushing the side lanes, and they already have those racks as well, which is just going to keep it more so. So Fnatic is trapped in their base a bit here, while Navi continues to accrue more and more of a lead in that gold Daedalus now for Dendi.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. The punches coming out from both Crystallized and Dendi are pretty insane. In terms of sort of armor items, nothing at the moment on the cores of Fnatic.
Yeah.
So they're the evasion at least for Envy to sort of keep himself alive against Dendi's punches of the MKB on Crystallized. He'll certainly still be able to get the damage through for the most part.
Fnatic has no vision whatsoever of the map either, so they're playing very afraid every single time. They even were pinging their mid lane, thinking like, oh my god, they might actually just smoke into our base and take a fight, so we have to be very, very careful here.
I like this as well. General going for his own BKB. There's the silence again, let's get it off. The opening. Envy, silenced up as well. The golem gets shot down. Envy posts the BKB. He's looking to turn as they've managed to get the control, but Crystallized still gets the BKB out himself. Punches back. They've lost the Disruptor. But the physical damage from Crystallized, meaning the rest have to back up. Arbed on the high ground with the BKB, trying to keep himself alive. He's got to keep the distance. Light Drain from Universe, keeping Arbed safe. LeBron will buy back, but Fnatic, they get that big kill. Arbed with the Blink Dagger, able to get on top of Dendi.
Yeah, getting that flank, they force the attention with the sleep, and as well as with Envy running in. So Arbed seizing the opportunity,
And as we saw there as well, once the Axe Eclipse gets placed down in an area on the map, you just can't fight under it. Navi have to disperse. So Fnatic getting a key pick off on Dendi. Unfortunately for themselves, Roshan not quite there. He's going to be very so close. They do get the root to the Meteor Hammer. To help. Envy nearby, but Lil, he's going to look to turn, but here comes Envy, moving in straight away. Pilot Eye still alive for now, they're moving with the gyro, they do get the kill, Navi. Crystallize, able to take Pi out of the fight. Glimpspack actually there, pulling Fnatic further away from Navi. You've got Lil still trying for the chase down, Silence comes out from Arbet, and a BKB from Universe. Making sure that he doesn't get chased. General quick with the repel onto Lil, saving him from the blast. The missiles come through, but the BKB is still up for Universe. They get the stun, they get the static storm, they surround Arbet. Arbet being kept alive. No, the life drain is not enough.
He's at 35.
He does not have buyback, and with the flag crystallized, he kills off Universe as well. Navi will clean up the range racks on the top lane. Universe and Pi, they do have buybacks available, but there's no chaotic offering. The ults are down. Navi look to continue to push on. There's the refresher. Envy's got it finished. He's looking for the Axe placement, but the glimpse back is there, pulling Envy away from the rest of Navi. Dendi crystallized, they'll be happy to back off. 2 buybacks have come out from Fnatic, and Navi have managed to take a second full set of racks.
Whew. This early Aghanims. Well, now it's not really so early, but having that Aghanims pick up on Disruptor is being so crucial for Navi.
Oh,
and look at that, right in front of their faces.
And without the Death Prophet,
no way Fnatic can take the fight.
I don't think they're getting over it anytime soon. Navi.
They're smoked up though, they're trying to commit for it.
They're gonna try.
Will they make it in time?
I think
It doesn't seem like
quick.
it.
It's too quick from Navi.
And Lil's there.
He is ready to hold them off. The 3-man burrow strike comes through. I mean, it doesn't matter if he goes down, and he may not even do so. The backup's there. They've got the glimpse of the Pi. He does have the song, buying him some time to retreat. Goes for the TP out. Will make it just in time. But Navi, they have the Roche. They have the Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher Shard in their hands. They'll smoke up with a 19k gold lead. They're looking to play on the offensive.
If they can get an instant catch done with the Aghanims follow-up from this Disruptor, they can easily pick up any of the cores from Fnatic.
I mean, with the BKB, Cheese, and Satanic on Crystallize, he's so hard to bring down in these fights.
They also even have a Nullifier finished up on Lil.
Navi looking to push this series to a game 3. As they'll go onto the tier 3 tower, roots out onto Denny, but a quick repel comes through. They'll jump forward with another fire onto Envy. Envy falling low. Life Drain coming in. Is it enough to keep him up? It's not. They'll lose Envy. Buys back immediately. The ground offering has been dropped down, but Dendi, he's just ripping through these columns, holding them back. Navi backing off now, keeping the distance. Arbet will come forward with a commitment. Crystallize pops the cheese, the repels out, but the Envy has all. Fighting through the GA. They'll get one. They pop the Aegis. They take a Disruptor as well, but Envy, can he do it? He BKB is trying to punch in, but the physical damage is not enough. Envy's down. GG is called. Navi are taking this series to a game 3, Fog.
Wow. Crystallize played this game impeccably, as well as the supports. Lil and LeBron absolutely on point this game. With all their movements, all the rotations. The big one for me was absolutely that Roche pit though. When they